Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining Mann Travels today. We have a great presenter and friend today, Lynn Herr with Princess Cruises, will be taking us on an Alaska adventure so we can explore the great frontier. And even though we know we can't travel right now, we still want to dream about it. And that's why we're here today, to provide you with some great destinations and travel opportunities to hopefully help inspire you. So that when it is time to travel again, we'll be here for you. So today, I'm going to let Lynn take it away, and let's go ahead and explore the great frontier.
Great. Thank you so much, Billy, and thank you guys for joining us today. And I'll tell you, I'm going to reiterate as well, this is no better time to find a good travel agency to work with, because we have had obviously some situation going on in the world that is unprecedented, that we've never had before. And I even had a friend myself who booked some travel on her own and still is waiting for help to get any information on any refunds or things like that. So now, no better time to work with a good travel agencies, and Mann Travels has been around for a long, long time. I forget, Billy, how many years it is, but it's been...
Yes, 41.
41, yes, great. So, but yeah, so we're just going to talk a little bit about Alaska today, and if you have any questions or anything like that, Mann Travels is a phone call away, which Billy will talk to you about at the end. But we will talk just a little bit about Princess and kind of, you know, what we have to offer for you. So, you know, we have been around quite a long time. We actually have been cruising over 55 years now. We are the largest premium cruise line. So we're not a luxury product like my sister company, the company I work for as well, Cunard Line, but we're a premium product with a step up, you know, kind of like a premium hotel product, if you think about it like that. If you've never sailed with us before, we hope we will have you sail with us when we're back to sailing. We have, of course, our specialty regional cuisine is a feature that we talk about, and I'm going to talk to you about a little bit as we move forward. And our destinations. So we couldn't possibly talk about all the destinations. We're going to talk about Alaska today, but we have over 380 destinations all over the world, all 7 continents. So we do a spectacular product. I always say that, you know, we can get you on Princess one time and you never have to leave us, because we can take you all over the world. So just to give you an idea of kind of, you know, where we are all over the world, when I say all over, I really mean it. We've got some spectacular itineraries that we'll be doing again soon. Whether, you know, if you feel comfortable staying a little bit closer to home, doing, say, Alaska or Panama Canal, Caribbean, Canada, New England, or if you're the adventurous type and want to get back out to exploring the world with our more exotic destinations, we do Australia, New Zealand, Asia, even Antarctica. So our Europe product is spectacular. I've done quite a number of Europe trips myself with Princess, and we have a spectacular Europe product as well. So one of the things, as I mentioned, so our immersive program. So what we really want to do is, and how we really have marketed ourselves as the destination leader, is we're all over the world. But what we do is we have our 2 products that we start with when we set up our ships and what they'll be doing the next couple of years. And it's Alaska and it's Europe. And those ships, we end up having about 14 or 15 ships out of 18 that are doing Alaska and Europe in the summer, right? So anywhere from April through, depending on the Europe season, you know, April through October, November, and then our Alaska product, May through September. So we're all over the world, but we focus on those 2 trades first, and then we sprinkle the ships in all the other trades. If we end up with one that we put in the Caribbean, so be it, year round. So we don't necessarily have a year-round presence in the Caribbean, but we do offer the Caribbean a nice product, especially in the winter months as well. So we really want to then immerse you in the culture of wherever you are, whether that is, you know, our Hawaii product where you're getting on the ship in LA, but we put a lei over your neck, or whether it's, you know, our Alaska product where you can come on board and do puppies in the piazza, or you can go and do a shore excursion like this young lady where she's doing actually riding on a sled dog, or riding on a sled with the sled dogs. So really terrific programs that we have with Animal Planet, some other companies as well. And of course, food is always very important when you're cruising or when you're on any vacation. Well, or even if you're in quarantine, right? Food is pretty important, right? So we actually do a great product with our food vendors all over the world as well. But looking at Alaska, we have actually been doing Alaska very, very well for a number of years. As you can see here, travel agents vote us 18 years. 18 years we've won the Gallup poll of travel advisors. And what does that mean? That means that what happens is when they sell you a trip to Alaska on Princess, you're coming back satisfied, and therefore then your travel agent's like, yay, great job, my clients are happy, and they came back after a trip of a lifetime, and so they vote for us. So we've been doing Alaska a very long time, and it allows us to really do a great job with all of our partnerships in Alaska. So here's the thing with our Alaska product. Why Princess in Alaska? So we have 2 glacier viewing experiences on every one of our Voyage of the Glaciers itinerary. This is actually our cruise that goes one way from Anchorage to Vancouver. And so that's our one-way cruise. That's the cruise that you're going to combine to do with our land in Alaska. You get 2 glacier viewing experiences when you do that. We also have Glacier Bay National Park and Denali National Park on our cruise tours. Glacier Bay National Park, you want to make sure it's really the #1 glacier viewing experience in the world, and you really want to make sure that you do that. Our award-winning onboard program, North to Alaska, this is a terrific program. This is all about that program I was telling you, our immersive program. So it's the food, it's the guest lectures that we bring on board, all of those things that we do really well in Alaska. And then we have more balconies and suites than anybody else, because we do take more people to our Alaska Cruise Tour product. This year, we were supposed to have 8 ships going to Alaska. So we do a huge Alaska program. And then our owned and operated 5 lodges that we have. Not only do we own and operate them, but we purpose built them to be built into the area where they are. And I'll show you a couple photos in a moment. And then our direct to the wilderness rail service. This is our service that takes you direct from your ship to one of our lodges, or the other way, from the lodge to the ship. So looking at 21, let's look ahead to 21 and where our ships are going. We've got 4 ships that do our Voyage of the Glaciers cruise, which is that one-way cruise that you'll combine with land. The Coral and Royal Princess are fully medallions. We'll talk a little bit about medallion at the end. And then our round trip Inside Passage Seattle, round trip Seattle, is Regal and Emerald, and those are both fully medallion capable as well. As we look at the different ships and things, I'll tell you a little bit more about that. So our Voyage of the Glaciers is our one-way trip, as I mentioned, and just to give you an idea of the ports of call here. So you go from Vancouver, let's say you start in Vancouver, you fly there, you maybe do a night in Vancouver extra because you want to go to Bouchard Gardens or something like that, so, or explore Vancouver. You come in, then you get on the cruise, you're going to go up to Ketchikan, Juneau, and Skagway. Those are our 3 ports of call, then over to Glacier Bay, and then going on up, you would go into College Fjord, and then get off the ship in Whittier, which is for Anchorage. Now, if you get off the ship in Whittier and you're doing one of our lodges, then we're going to take you direct, that train service, direct to one of our lodges, so you don't have to kind of do all the multiple transportation. We just take you direct there on that train. Then you would go off, you do your land portion, or let's say you do it the other way. You fly into maybe Fairbanks or Anchorage. You do your land portion first, and then you come down, do the cruise, end up in Vancouver, and go home that way. Either direction, you can do either direction. Or, of course, if you don't have time for the land, you can do our round trip Seattle, which is just a 7-day cruise, and you can do that round trip Seattle. It's the same ports of call, but then we add in Victoria, British Columbia, because you don't have all that extra area that you're going up to. That red area that you see there, the line from Skagway all the way up to Whittier, that's 500 miles further into the wilderness. So that's why I do recommend doing the cruise tour in Alaska. The product is spectacular. It's totally different. What you see on the cruise is totally different than the land experience. And as I mentioned, our North to Alaska program, lots of things that we offer, whether it's the park rangers that come on board and really teach you about Alaska and learning about the history of Alaska or the animals in Alaska, or if that's our fun entertainment, like our storytellers that come on board, the lumberjack show that we have that comes on board, or some of the, for those of you interested in the Alaskan sled dog racing, that lady there with the dog is Libby Riddles. She was the first woman to win the Iditarod sled dog race. She lives in Juneau. She still works with us, coming on board and bringing a dog or two with her and talking about her experience. She's a really great speaker. So giving you a little bit of an idea of kind of where the lodges sit and kind of why I say that you really, if you can, do the land in Alaska, because not only are you getting that 500 miles further north on that cruise, but then look at the wilderness here, right? So the 5 little lodges that you see there are Kenai Princess Lodges down on the Kenai Peninsula, and the Kenai Fjords National Park is there, so you'd have a great experience going in and seeing that smaller little, on the little tiny boats, the smaller fjords experience versus Glacier Bay, which you could see very well from a big, large cruise ship. Or then going up to McKinley, Denali, and Fairbanks. Those kind of, that train route runs north-south from Fairbanks down to Anchorage, and that those 3 properties are on that train route. And then you've got Copper River way over on the other side. That's at Wrangell St. Elias National Park. And of course, Copper River, that property is still very much feel and tradition of copper mining. Some of the best salmon fishing is there at Copper River as well. Copper River and Kenai, those are both out-a-ways. So when you, if you want to stay at either one of those properties, you have to do 2 nights or longer at either of those properties. So you're looking at 5 nights or longer on land. Well worth it. Those properties are our smallest properties, spectacular properties. So as you can see, kind of from what I've mentioned, I do recommend that you do our Alaska cruise tour, which is the cruise plus the land portion. You'd have a 7-day cruise, that one-way cruise. Then you would add on our train service, direct to the wilderness train service. And then you would either have motor coach or train service in between the properties. It depends on the tour that you choose. And then you would stay at one of our lodges, or actually not one, you would stay at multiple of our lodges, 3 nights or more. So you can stay anywhere from 3 nights on up. We have a cruise tour that is 14 full nights. And that's 14 nights. You're staying at all of our properties on land, and then our cruise as well. So you can do anywhere from 3 nights on land or longer. So we do offer a really spectacular product there in Alaska. And how do we get you around? So we've got our train cars, right? Our trains. So they're glass domed rail cars. You can see here, beautifully done. And we take these, this shot in the middle is us going from Whittier, where you would get off the ship and get right on the train. And then the train would take you to one of our lodges. The train is pulled, the blue and yellow car is the Alaskan Railway. They pull all of us. So any cruise vendor is pulled by them. But this exclusive trip on our Direct to the Wilderness is just Princess Cars, and it takes you direct. All of the train cars, whether you're doing the wilderness or any of the transportation between the lodges, is on these open air. We've got an open car at the back that you can go and stand outside and then be on these glass domes. So you have these beautiful, spectacular views on the route. And so here's our lodges, just to give you an idea. So we have our Fairbanks Lodge is the more traditional hotel. It's one building that sits on the river as well. But these properties are more of our real wilderness lodges. So the top one there is Denali. You can sit, it sits on the Nenana River. Wherever you walk on this property, I love this property. It's my favorite. You can hear the river running. It's just a beautiful property. Kenai, as I mentioned, and Copper River, these are our smaller properties. Kenai is actually, I actually have not been to Kenai, but I want to get there. That's one of my dream properties to get to. I've been to all the others except Kenai and Copper River, because those, as I mentioned, are out-of-ways. But Kenai has got your own wood-burning fireplace and seating area in your room. So it's very popular for anniversaries and honeymooners as well. So it's a much more intimate property. Kenai and Copper River only have 85 and 87 rooms total. So it's much smaller property, but all wilderness and feel, lots of different restaurants to choose from. But Denali and McKinley, we're looking at 500 rooms. So much larger properties there as well. My coworker went last summer and took a few new shots of the property. This is actually Denali, as you can see here. We have the Lynx Creek Pub and Pizza. But a reminder here, the building on the bottom is actually part of our Denali Princess. But just a reminder, that bus that's there, that's actually one of the buses that takes you into Denali National Park. So this is the property that you would stay at to take yourself into Denali National Park. Just a beautiful property. Just to give you an idea here of what the properties look like and the rooms as well. And of course, Denali, some of the beautiful shots on a clear day that you can see in Denali. Lots of excursions, lots of things to do in Alaska, lots of fun things that you maybe haven't done before. You know, the clan house there of the the Tlingit tribe there in Alaska, riding the trains, and of course the glaciers as well. And just to let you guys know, one specialty that Mann Travels can offer you is they have a couple, two different cruise tours that they can offer you that actually include some value added amenities. So we have the Music of Denali Dinner Theater, the Tundra Wilderness Tour Upgrade. That's the tour that takes you into Denali, and that tour actually takes you farther into Denali, so you have a better chance of seeing wildlife. And so that's the Tundra Wilderness Tour. It includes 2 breakfasts and then up to the $50 stateroom onboard credit as well. And it's a tour that they can offer you. The agents know how to book it, and it's basically just booking it as this special, they're part of Signature Travel. Mann Travels is part of Signature, which is kind of a consortium that offers them some extra benefits. And so this is a benefit that is offered to you. So it's on any date. It's not a specific date. It's any date that you choose for 21 that the tour is offered. So, and you can do southbound or northbound. So it's included, like on this tour here, 29 South, or 29S, which is 29 South, that's working from Fairbanks to Vancouver. And this would include Fairbanks, Denali, McKinley, so 5 nights on land. And then you would get those extra amenities included, the 2 breakfasts. The upgraded Tundra Wilderness Tour, I think is about, it's about $50 per person. And then the Music of Denali Dinner Theater as well. So it's a great benefit. And then this is the same tour, but going in the opposite direction. So you can do it either northbound or southbound. So if you just tell them the special tour that they have to offer from Signature, or if you tell them 28 or 29, the tour, the agents will know what you're talking about. Just tell them that. And it's really, I mean, it's a great value add, almost $200 value that you get for that tour. You can choose any tour, but that's just a special one that we offer for you. And I mentioned our medallion class. If you've been on Princess before, you've heard about it, but basically in a nutshell, this replaces our cruise card. So the medallion is literally about the size of a quarter. It's a wearable device that you can see here, and it really allows faster embarkation. It unlocks your cabin door so you don't need a room key. You can see the lady there is wearing it as a necklace, or the people. We give you a free lanyard with your medallion. You get a new medallion on every cruise. And then there's also really kind of cool things that you can do as well, ordering drinks online, finding your shipmates. So all kinds of fun things that you can do with it as well. And moving forward into the future, just to make sure you guys are aware, Mann Travels agents are aware of this, but we have got a new promotion we just put in place actually. The beginning of this year, we were selling it like crazy. It was called our best sale ever, and we realized that guests loved it, so we decided to put it in place for full time. It's now called Princess Plus. And basically what it is when you buy your cruise, you're buying all these things included at a discounted value. So it's our unlimited drink package, our premier beverage package that includes all alcohol, non-alcohol drinks. Your Wi-Fi and gratuities are all included in one-stop pricing. So it's available all ships, all sail dates, all destinations. Get this pricing when you price it like this. Mann Travels agents know this. So it's Princess Plus. It is a terrific value. We're basically giving you, if everything is about $100 per day, we're giving it to you at about $42 per day. So it's a huge, huge discount for things that most people use anyway when they're on board. And so again, premier beverage package, unlimited Wi-Fi, and then your gratuities, all included in that pricing. So, alrighty. And then my last tip, I just want to make sure the Mann Travels agents do know this, but I want to make sure that you as our guests know this as well. If you have any past military or current military, if you're active duty, retired, disabled veterans, we do offer our military onboard credit benefit. So this has nothing to do with pricing. So you can do whatever pricing promotion that you have, and this combines with it. So you get this as an extra onboard credit for any cruise that you sail on with us. Okay. All righty. Well, thank you guys so much. I think, Billy, I'm right on time. Yay!
You absolutely are, and what a great job, Lynn. Thank you so much for sharing the Alaska adventure and exploring the great frontier. And thank you all for joining us today. Going to go ahead and share a slide here so you can reach us if you should have any questions. If you already have a personal Mann travel advisor, please feel free to reach out to them. If you are new or you don't have a Mann agent, you can reach us on our website, at our general vacations at Mann Travels email, and we also have our 1-800 number. For those of you who did join us a little late today, we will be posting this video on our website and on our YouTube channel, I would say by the end of this week. And there you will find other videos and presentations that we have done during this time. Again,
Billy,
thank you for joining us.
Billy, can I just tell you one thing? I just got to add this really fast when you said that about the other videos.
Okay.
So I read this thing the other day about anticipation of a trip actually create the neurotransmitters in your brain, create dopamine levels, increase dopamine levels. The anticipation of a trip is better than the trip itself, right? So we all need this. We all need this during this time. I am currently planning a trip for next year.
Wonderful.
Right? Yeah.
Thanks again, Lynn, and thank you all for joining us today. So let's dream together. Have a great day. And
thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Lynn.
Thank you.